is up, everybody? It is your boy Pixelbane here for another one, for another late night Dominions 4 AI battles. Welcome back. That last one was incredibly pathetic, but really interesting. It really shows how quickly this game mode can really be done. If one AI just goes full try hard while the other one potatoes. This next round is gonna be against my personal favorite. I would #1 seed this guy any day of the week. It would be the Kingdom of Ermor with Osiris, and it just so happens that I am discipled with them. We actually missed the first turn of them attacking because I'm dumb, but clearly they took a province. Why do I like them so much? Because they're undead skeletons! I fucking love skeletons, man. I love necromancers and all of that nonsense. And it was like one of my first or second faction that I've played, and they're really cheap. And they're versing Vanheim, a rival of man, another faction that I don't play a whole lot. I really don't play a whole lot, but you know, it's very Norsey, so it's kind of really cool like that. So let's start going on. Oh wow, I actually got some dude at my gate. That's crazy. All right, we have another battle, the first one that you guys are gonna see. While that's going on, let's look at the stats. So, for the Kingdom of Ermor, we have Osiris. And the key with the undead races, like especially Ermor, is they actually benefit for a lot of the negative stats. They benefit from death in your own dominion. It allows you to reanimate corpses. So if you just max out on all these negative events, like it actually helps out a lot. And by doing that, you can make it so that you have an incredibly powerful dominion from your god and an incredible powerful like magic ability. The only thing is that despite Osiris being really freaking strong with magic, having max fire and death, having basically death weapons and flaming weapons, the issue is there's not a whole lot of sacred infantry. Like the only sacred infantry that I'm thinking of right now is the lictors here, or censors. Censors and lictors. Censors are the commander unit. Lictors are the actual troop. So once you get the lictors, which you can start summoning them at the very beginning of the game if you have a priest or you make one of your guys the prophet, and you can get one per turn, which is not a whole lot, but if you get a bunch of priests by luck, you can just continuously summon those guys in with death weapons, undeath, bonus strength because of the fire, and then fire weapons. I think that would be pretty strong. So Osiris is really beefed up with his stats because of all those negative stats not really affecting him. Sure, there's some negative effects associated with them, but it's not that whole much. Let's continue going on to the next turn. And after we start this battle, let's look at the stats of the god for Vanheim, Rig here. He's all right. I mean, a lot of these stats, though, I don't know, like the negative into frost is not going to affect the undead. So despite them being like a frost nation and having frost power, sure, Rig's going to get that bonus. And I'm sure some of their troops get like this, like similar, like either frost armor that we saw with Salem, or they have frost power where they get bonus damage and frost. But usually when you have something like with really high heat or really low heat in their province, usually that is a negative to the opponent. So it's like a benefit to you, but it's not to the opponent. So that's when they're really strong. But it's not going to really come into play here. They do have 3 production, 3 growth, -1 to luck, 1 to like magic, and level 9 water magic, which could come into handy. But he is dormant, so we won't be seeing him for the first year. So this is like the time to shine for Ermor, is to push this early game. That's typically how it goes for the undead factions. Sure, they get incredibly strong late game, like very strong, because they can snowball, but they only can snowball if indeed they have that strong early game, and they typically do, because like they can just spam out these early units. Because like look at this, look at the size of their army already. Like it's summer year 1, and they already have about 150 units in their army. Sure, they're undead. Sure, they can be banished. Sure, they can be like mind controlled later on by like control undead. But by that point, you want to have just the sheer numbers to take any opponent down. So I think Ermor is set to win this tournament. unless some upset happens. They're my #1 seed. They didn't get #1 seed in the random seeding process because I thought it would be unfair to seed on bias. So that's why Bandar Log and I can't even remember the other one that got the free buy-in. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Ermor win this whole thing. Which makes me think that if they do indeed stomp all other factions, I think their god might need to be have some tuning going on. So that it's not as strong. Because the whole negative dominion thing not affecting them, that's just free god design points. That allows them to do some crazy things for basically no penalty. And like straight up benefit. Yeah, so they're basically Roman legions, undead legions, similar to that of Solaria, but there's no living units in this group. I mean, you might get one random living dude to come to your gates to join you, but their entire army is undead. And the thing is, they're priests or disciples or anything that has like sacred like magic. They can summon undead. You can summon like 1 lictor per turn. They can summon like 2 horsemen per turn. I think 5 long dead, which aren't these guys, I don't think. I mean, there might be long dead. Yeah, they are long dead. So you can get 7 of those per turn. You can get something like crazy, like 28 of these guys, these soulless. So the thing is, soulless, they're like, they're undisciplined, so you can't really give them orders. You can't give them orders at all. But I feel like Ermor is gonna straight just snowball through this entire thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Maybe I'm underselling the Kingdom of Vanheim. You know, Kingdom of Man, the rival of Man rather. Kingdom of Man is a completely different thing. I'm playing the Kingdom of Man here. But I don't know. They might be able to pull through here. They're already at the borders of Ermor, so this is exactly what they need to be doing. They need to stop the push of the undead legions here. They need to limit them as much as possible, and they need to build plenty of citadels. And the good thing actually about undead here is that they can go underwater and take underwater things. It's incredibly strong. But what Vanheim needs to do is exactly that. Also, Shadow Bolts. Wow. Paralyzing all these guys. The Shamblers, if the Shamblers go down, the undead got this. But if they stem the tide, they prevent like pushing in and create a solid wall and then just build cathedrals, they got it. One of the rarer units, besides mages, for undead is actually the holy units, the priests, because they're so strong as it is. This guy should be getting so much HP. Yeah, because he's another one of these corpse eaters that I just randomly got. And since there's so much corpses that are building up, this guy should be getting a fuck ton of health. But if they build some churches and some cathedrals and like, I don't know, like fortresses along this border, I think Vanheim might be able to take it. Despite Osiris having incredibly strong dominion, having those churches there will push back the dominion of undead. But we haven't seen conflict between Vanheim and Ermor yet, so there's that. So we have a mercenary group that Ermor has hired. Got the heavy cavalry unit again, making a reappearance. That was quite easy. Running those Jaguar warriors down. I think those were Jaguar warriors. But look at this, it's so broken. Like their domain causing all of this death, all this unluck. The sloth is not really necessary. It's the reason why you put points into sloth because you can't build anything anyway, so it's more of just a free point sink, as well as it fucks up Vanheim. Vanheim right here is getting like no unit production. And the turmoil makes it so that people die all the time, so you get more corpses. But look at this, almost 200 units here. 40 at home. We got 51 here, another 50 here. Like, I don't want to go to score graphs too early, but look at this army size. It's absolutely insane. It's almost triple the value of Vanheim. And sure, army size is not always everything. I was talking about it earlier in some of the other matches, that if you have a bunch of fodder, you're just gonna cause your units to break. But undead units aren't that weak. Long Dead from Ermor and their shields, those tower shields, they block a lot. Like, they're only really countered by a massing of holy, like, units. So I think if they were going against, like, Marignan, I think Ermor would have a whole bunch of trouble. Because they typically do mass their holy units with banishment and stuff like that. Which undead hate. It's an instant kill. We still haven't seen Vanheim attack or Ermor attack Vanheim. And I think Vanheim has glamored units. I might be thinking of Jotun. No, Jotunheim I think might have it as well, which is the ice giant one. I think Kingdom of Man and Vanheim, Rival of Man, in the Middle Ages, I think have glamored units. So maybe that's why Ermor is being a little bit cautious here. Because glamored units make it so that you can't tell how many are in the province. So there might actually be a huge force on the borders of Ermor. But we just don't know it. And these horsemen are weak as hell, but they're very useful when you start spamming them out. Especially when those horse archers don't seem to do anything. They didn't even realize. Instantly broken. And I would be surprised if Ermor doesn't make it to like the semifinals or the finals. I would honestly be surprised. They're just so strong, and their god is incredibly strong because of the abuse of points. Oh, look at these war trolls. They kind of look like the Oni units. So I think these war trolls are gonna take out this Ermor province. I don't think they can hold it here. The regeneration of trolls is too strong. I mean, I suppose that's a downside. The unluck and turmoil will make it so that enemies attack their provinces, like Independence, a lot. And the unluck will make them stronger most of the time. But I don't think it really matters. Sure, they lose one province here, but they took 2 provinces. Like, they lost this one. What a big deal. I mean, sure, it broke their lines, but they're just amassing such insane force here. And if I had to guess, I would say that Vanheim's home territory is probably this one. Right here. Well, it's like one of these. I don't think it's this one. So, can they? Yeah, they can go across. They'll never make it across these mountains because of their cold scale of either of these factions. So any summer mountain crossing is not going to happen. So I think they can go around, yeah. They just need to start going into the water and taking some territories if they have any chance of stopping Ermor. Alright, so dormants are waking up. I believe Rig was dormant, so he should be awakening if he isn't already. Yeah, this is a guaranteed win for Ermor here. The horsemen are enough to cause a break, these archers. And unholy power is essentially like the blessing of courage that other factions get. It's just used on undead. Like unholy protection, unholy power to increase damage. I think unholy march is in the game, if I recall. It increases speed. And Ermor is getting a lot of use out of these mercenaries. I'm surprised they have enough money to afford the bidding for them, if I'm gonna be real honest here. Oh, they got routed by a bunch of Lion Tribe archers. That's insane. How did those heavy knights get routed by these guys? Sure, I guess they took a lot of damage from the Lion Tribe warriors. Alright, it looks like Vanheim hasn't expanded to this territory. I don't think Vanheim is going to attack. To be real honest, I don't think they're going to attack anytime soon. Oh, Ermor is being attacked. I think they'll hold. I think they got it. They got the javelins. These javelins do so much damage to the enemy troops. Their morale's already broken on the back line, and they're going to throw the rest of their javelins out. Tower shields that the legions have are just incredibly good at just like tanking hits. And as long as you tank hits, it doesn't really matter. Like, you're going to outnumber like horsemen units like this. These knights aren't going to hold. Like, that's an incredibly strong attacking force. Like, do not get me wrong. Like, the neutral, like independent knights here. Knights are incredibly fucking strong. But the tanking potential of any legion type of unit is enough to hold. Look how much, like, just look how spam undead is in my territory. Like, I'm not doing anything, it's just they're just building up because I am teamed up with Ermor and I am in Ermor's domain. Doesn't look like Vanheim has made any moves. They possibly could have moved into the... Oh, wow, they're attacking man. Like, this is how Ermor could lose. If I'm teamed up with Ermor, I'm gonna be in the shit, like, all the time. So it's very possible that I get, like, taken out by an assault. The easy victory for the Ermor here. Easy victory. Barbarian horde. So it's a bunch of barbarians. What is my default defense militia? How many longbowmen do I have? Looks like I have 6 longbowmen. A bunch of militia units. A bunch of man militia units. And a bard. I think we'll be able to hold this. We'll definitely be able to hold this. The slingers actually did a lot of work. I'm surprised. Mainly, obviously, because the barbarians have, like, no armor rating. So if a rock hits them, it's gonna do some serious damage. But we held. It looks like Vanheim took that territory. Let's look at some statistics right now because we can't see the whole map. Not Hall of Fame. Photographs. Let's look at provinces. It's pretty close. I think that's like a 1 or 2 province difference. No, I think it's a 1 province difference. It is. They were tied for a bit. Ermor has a single province over Vanheim. So, I mean, there's that. Ports, everyone's got the same number. Vanheim is going to have income. No one else is going to have income. Research, Vanheim has got this exponential curve going on here, which is always good to see. And I think it's because their Pretender God came out, we got this huge jump. Surprised how much research Ermor has, but I think that's straight just Osiris research. Dominion. Ermor is getting kind of close to the winning line. I think winning line is here or here. But their army's paltry here. I don't know how Vanheim's gonna do this, as I gave some potential insight of how they would win. They would have to build cathedrals. They would have to build a bunch of fucking cathedrals. Because Ermor doesn't have that ability. If they did that, they would win. They would just need a defensive line of straight a bunch of forts, a bunch of chapels in those areas, and I think that would be what they would need to win. I'm kind of glad we didn't get another like 17-minute match that we got with the last match. I'm still blown away. I am still blown away how fast that last match went. Personally, I've never cast Shadow Bolt. I don't think anyone of my guys have cast Shadow. I don't know what school Shadow Bolt's in. It must be something that I never go when I'm playing Ermor. They're actually going after the trolls that rebelled against them. And the Shadow Bolt's doing a lot of work holding them down. And this is like free experience for them. Mass and some horses. Special event. Ermor lost. I didn't actually want to click. I wanted to see if it told me what type of event it was. But it seems like it to be an assassination. Never seen this unit. Chaos power. Very strong. Oh, it's game over. Summon an undead. It's not a fair fight. Alright, look at the map here. It looks like Vanheim is going to be able to get these provinces if they don't already have them. So this could be the strong defensive line. I would like to see them get water magic abilities, like water breathing. They should be able to craft those items because of the power of Rig. Like, he's like got level 9 water magic, so like any magical item he should be able to cast or create, rather. Like, sure, they can start moving out here, but they have to deal with Ermor, and Ermor is going to start pushing it. Wouldn't be surprised if this next turn, the troops in Canal go attack Osmar. Or Yellow Mountains, rather, go attack. Wouldn't be surprised. Deathmatch, see who enters the deathmatch. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Censor from Ermor. As I said, I don't know what type of units Vanheim. Maybe Vanheim won't even take the chance to lose one of their command. They're far behind. It's quite uneventful. Looks like Vanheim took a province up top. But we have our first battle with them, and I got really excited for a second, but it's just the arena. Alright, so Vanheim, yeah, as I said, they use glamour, so you can never be too sure with how many people are here. And they do have sailing, so they should be able to cross the water. Even though that's not really that important. They want water breathing more than just sailing. And Acolyte. I'm gonna put my money on the ability to use Banish. Yeah. Not surprised there. Vanheim won that and got the Champions Plate, I'm assuming. Yeah, Champions Curious. There's a lot of counterattacks going on here. And we've been under siege, so we're losing this battle, so we don't actually have to watch it. Bunch of barbarians, like barbarian hordes across the land. Debating on how to break the siege. I did set precedent that I did use all the means of necessary to meet. I didn't create those units that are in my garrison. They weren't created by me; they were created by my god. So I think it's fair to use them in a breaking of the assault and to take them off of it. I would only break assaults if it's independence. I was being assaulted by the actual enemy, I wouldn't do this. I think that's like a fair trade-off. I'm using the ability of my... And if my god had this province, he would be using the same. He would get the units out of the garrison. Let's see what attacked me. Was it barbarians? No, fucking knights. I guess a small thing of knights is enough to take me out. I don't have the money. I don't have the money to reinforce anymore. See, that's the huge issue with these factions that have a bunch of sloth and negative stuff. I don't have the cash reserves to reinforce this group anymore, so I don't have as many. That's a shame. I guess that makes sense. Maybe this will rethink. But see, I did this with Celeria though. Asphodel. I'll give it one turn. Give it one turn, and if they siege me and kill me, then that's it. They have one turn, and if Ermor comes to save the day, that would be great. The enemy cannot harm our walls. Alright, I'll give it like a few turns. Because I honestly feel that Ermor won't come to my aid. Like they don't have the urgency to do that. They don't understand that the computer doesn't understand that if I get taken out, it's an instant loss for them. So they're not gonna like send everything they have to protect me. Oh, I don't even know if the AI is smart enough at medium to actually send units to protect an ally's only fortress. Like they have the troops around here to break this enemy siege. I don't think Ermor's gonna try to help me here. Will this Lion Tribe group be able to kill off Ermor? This seems like another mercenary band. What's this guy's name? Murong! A Khan here. Mounted archers. Oh, they were good enough to fucking cause them to retreat before they hit. It was pretty bad because like things about the archers is that once they're starting to get into combat, even if they're like classified as skirmishers, the ability to like use melee weapons, usually they break instantly because they have such low base morale. They're uprising. I'm gonna wait one more turn. If they do not help me out here, I will break it myself. They're not gonna help me out. So it's time to break siege. How much? 20 enemy units. I feel like I could just like field my god here. I mean, sure they'll do a lot of damage, but my god hits like a truck, and he's got flame and death weapons. He's got a bunch of health. But I set precedent, so I can't change what I already did. Maybe in a different season. Alright, I guess this is the max that he can use. Break the fucking siege. No reason why my AI wouldn't have been able to break this freaking siege. He had a bunch of troops he could have helped me with. I was gonna say, if we lost that, that would have been the end. Alright, now take all these undead out. We'll say again, for like the umpteenth time, so that it's always known. I will only break sieges if it's like a siege done by the independent. Give them a few turns, and if in those few turns they can't take my province, or I'm not supported, then I will break it if I have any units. But since I cannot make any actions, it's more than likely I won't have units. That's why Ermor and Asphodel and any faction that causes units to be conscripted forcefully without any user interaction, I think are incredibly strong in this game. Like, they're already strong as it is, but I think that would be another reason why they would have a higher win odds, higher seed in general, because of that conscription, that defense. If I wanted to play it a certain way, I could just have like all my units be super beefed out all the time, so that like an enemy takeover possible. But I don't think that's fair. I mean, I guess it's not fair for me to even make these choices. I'm supposed to be just an observer here, but I'm given these units for free. I haven't done anything to get them myself. Vanheim, what are you doing, homie? I don't think there has been a single conflict on this between Vanheim and Ermor. The only conflict that we got between them was the arena sentiment. But they're starting to do what I was talking about. They are building cathedrals. That is exactly what they need to do. They need to build forts and cathedrals along their line, and they are starting to build forts. Like, this is going to be the subdivision of the map. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I always want a good game. And Ermor is going for the water, and I don't see any reason why they shouldn't. All their units are poor amphibians, which means they move incredibly slow, because undead already move slow as it is. But being poor amphibians, they don't work very well in water. They should. I feel like they should easily take this. This undead mage has been here forever. It's crazy. The fact that Osiris is back in the home province with some like 50 like research points or something insane, because they have like level 10 fire and level 10 death magic, so he can easily get research done despite being in a drain problem. But we might see some cool undeath magic. But just look at the forces of Ermor. It's going to be incredibly hard. I think their dominion is spreading so far into this. Gonna need a lot of churches on the border. Think of Doom, more water. Gonna get the complete surround on Vanheim. I feel like Ermor could crush Vanheim at any moment. Any moment. Like, sure, there's the glamored units, so you never really know how many units are on the border. But come on, dude. Like, the straight numbers, Ermor could just push in at any moment and just straight up win. They are doing what Asphodel refused to do, is that they are actually pushing territory. So, at least the Ermor AI isn't being as potato as the Asphodel. We have our first battle, and it's actually being initiated by Vanheim. Both factions wanted to attack this province at the same time, but Ermor got lucky, I guess, and got the first attack. And I don't know if luck is the right word, because now they're going to be attrition. So these barbarians, oh, never mind. Those barbarians destroyed those horsemen. So this defending force by Ermor is not going to have any horsemen, really. It's still quite a large force. That's a lot of Legion soldiers. There's some Solus in there. But let us see. The first battle. We finally made it. Finally made it. Vanheim is making a move. And it's not even with their normal infantry. They have a bunch of trolls, ogres rather. Maybe ogres are part of Vanheim, but I don't think they are. These herdmen are. This boar lasts forever, is immortal, which is kind of cool. It gives a supply bonus wherever it is. It's like Valhalla like boar where they have a feast every night. It's not really good in combat, but it keeps larger forces. Charge through some units though. That's actually. Is that a bitch queen? What is this? Oh, it's a werewolf. They had some werewolves in there. The skin shifters. I didn't even see that. There's another cool unit from Vanheim, and a lot of the troops from the Norse side have like shapeshifters. And how shapeshifters work is that once their weaker form is killed, they transform into their stronger form. So they basically have 2 lives. So that they couldn't do it. Well, there's like werewolves. Pretty cool. But it wasn't enough. I don't think they have it. I think Vanheim, I don't think they can do it. Only way they can do it is if they send an assassin and kill my leader, or they do exactly what I said. They're starting to do it, but it costs a lot of money. This is an Eldritch Horde. What is this thing from beyond? It's actually attacking Osiris here. The thing about Osiris is that he comes with these 2 Dust Warriors, which are fire resistant. That's cool. They have a heat aura and firepower, which is actually not what they have. So the province is cold, so they're not getting any buffs from that. But look at this, 49 research, 10 fire, 10 undeath. Insane, and he gets a reanimation bonus. So if AI decided to go into conjuration, they could get immense amounts of summons out of him. It's fucking berserkers. I'm curious where my treasury's at. Like, it can't be doing good. I think the Independents might take this. Oh, no. Just the continuous stream of undead. Like, these Solus right here, these, like, ghouls, too, like, they're fodder units, but they're quite resilient. They don't do, like, any damage, but they can continuously just push, which is very nice. So I see 3 churches. More. There might be one there. But is it enough? I don't think so. I really don't. Sure, the Dominion here is actually not that high. But I don't know. That's even with Osiris's 10 Dominion. I think he's got 10. Let's look at the statistics. Vanheim is starting to make it, like, less apparent. But is it too little too late? That's 100, that's 200, that's 300, that's 400, that's 450s up here. So they have to touch this black realm right here in order to win. That's quite a distance. This negative downtrend is not really looking too good. Forts obviously are good. They increase the income and production. As predicted, the exponential growth basically. Here we got like a growth curve right here for research. Nothing too new. But damn, dude, this army size is too much. Any super like amazing offensive that Ermor puts out is gonna just wipe Vanheim from the face of the earth. Treasury is actually not bad. But I have 0 income. I got 649 health. Pretty good. Battle of White Lake. A lot of unexpected events in Man happening. I think all the water provinces are definitely going to go to Ermor. The benefit of having undead. Though these Ichthyids do, I keep saying they're like one of the stronger independents. Like, these aren't the warriors, but they still hit like trucks. There's like, even if they lose this altercation, the Ichthyids I'm talking about, they still did a lot of damage for how many units that they were fighting. This got to be like at least 100, if not more. Basically, tier 1 and tier 0 enemy units. It's amazing how strong they are. Another thing that wrecks undead is AoE like damaging abilities, like fire specifically. So if you get something like a fire elemental, that will destroy some lower tier units. But unfortunately, Rig, the enemy god, or the Vanheim god, depending on how you do things, more air and water oriented, so it's unlikely that they would obviously get fire magic. So ice doesn't really do too much. I think most of these get resistance to frost. So this is not a good fight for good old Vanheim to take. Marignan might actually be able to just wipe Ermor from the face of the earth. Curious what these events are. +3 misfortune, +1 death, dominion change. Oh wow, that was unlucky. Inside of the Ermor's territory, there is enemy dominion. Oh, that could start spreading. It's unlikely though, since Osiris is basically just sitting here. Quite a large force, 170. Makes me believe they don't have a lot of glamored troops. And I'm pretty sure Ermor will make its way to take these two territories eventually once they're confident they can take them. And it looks like Vanheim is on the offensive once again. Will they do better than they did last time? It looks like they finally got some water-breathing troops. Yes, with Rig here, because he does have water breathing. And Clockwork Soldier, so he's using some magic ability to get these magic troops. This looks like it should be an easy win. Or maybe not. I don't know. I stand corrected. The frost aura around him isn't doing a whole lot because of the cold resistance. Is Rig gonna die? It looks like it. It looks like Rig will die here. Normal units that don't have this cold resist, frost resist native into their kit would be taking so much damage from Rig here. But unfortunately, he is fighting undead. As you can see, it's freezing like the normal shamblers and things like that, and causing damage over time. Will he get away? Come on! Underdog, he got away. The god of Vanheim didn't die, though they weren't unable to take the Lake of Doom. So they didn't really use too much in that fight. Sure, probably Rig took some affliction damage. But they lost maybe some magic gems, and that's essentially it, because Clockwork Soldiers are a magic summon. I don't remember what they require. I thought it's like an earth magic thing, so maybe they have earth mages. That was incredibly quick. Not surprised that the undead hordes are moving. I feel like there needs to be a nerf on the Kingdom of Ermor for this tournament. I'm not changing anything right now. I won't until the season's over. I will have to possibly retire Osiris depending on how well they do. If Osiris makes it to the finals or wins it, either one of those, if he gets second or first place, I will have to nerf him. If he doesn't make it to second place or first place, then he will stay the way he is. I mean, I guess, I don't know, it depends on how much he steamrolls. And by nerfing him, I will probably keep some of the negatives to it, but he will not have his entire points spent rather. He probably won't, he's so far into the negative on some things, and he probably won't have 10 fire and 10 undead. Death. Necromancy. I feel like that would be a good balance. They need more berserkers on their team if they have any hope of taking down the undead. If they had an entire group of berserkers, it would have been maybe a different story, because even if Vanheim was routed, those berserkers would continue to fight. That's the thing about berserkers, they do not flee once they trigger their berserker. This is what I like to see. I like to see these bans from Vanheim. Glamour is always nice, the stealth that comes into play with the glamour, and they're sacred. So they will get the buff of 1 morale, 4 defensive skill, and quickness, which is gonna really come into play with undead. And as I said, you're gonna start to see banishing, and it's gonna kill these soulless incredibly quickly because they're like tier 0 undead. That's what they need to be doing. They need to be building sacred troops so they can take on these larger armies with ease. And look, there's Rig. He's chilling out all by himself. This might not be the smartest position for him to be in, but that's where he retreated to. Vanheim took the province here, and I'm assuming they have to have this province. I think this is the one with the fort. So this is good for them. And I know I was exalting Ermor here, but this is not looking very good. Ermor's potatoing. They're going full defensive mode here. They're not pushing out, and this is not what they need to be doing. Vanheim is doing exactly as I was talking about. That's exactly what they need to be doing. They need to make a strong front line close to Ermor, put forts down, and put a fuck ton of churches, and they will win. That's their path to win. They will never beat a full-on army engagement. It's just not going to happen. Ermor is just going to continuously get more and more troops, unless of course Vanheim maxed, and I mean maxed and massed rather, like their priestly units. And I don't know what Vanheim has for priests. I don't know if those glamored Van people like these guys back here, they're only priests, which would be awful because these guys I'm pretty sure are incredibly expensive. And if you don't know what glamour is, it's basically like Twist of Fate. And what Twist of Fate is that you're able to basically negate 1 point of damage, essentially. If you take damage, your glamour goes away. But if you don't take damage, your glamour stays, and it makes it harder for enemies to hit you. If you have high luck, things that increase luck, a bunch of zombies or ghouls. There are ghouls and got a sensor here. They easily got this. Ghouls are kind of like a tier 0 as well. I think they're higher than the soulless dudes that we were seeing earlier, but they're also undisciplined, so you can't give them orders. I think they're also destroyed relatively quickly from banishment. This was a huge turn. Both teams like doing crazy tactics here. A lot of glamored units. We should see a lot of banishment going on if they were gonna play this right. But it seems like they only have one person that has banishment. But even then, it seems like a high tier banishment. The amount of light beams is quite high. This is a huge force. This is what Ermor needs to be doing if they have any hope of winning. So this is like a little bit overkill. Just a little bit. Like the province I don't think had any troops in it to begin with, so there would only be militia. Sure, Vanheim could possibly have a massive amount of gold that they could put into militia to have like 80 some units in a militia area. So I don't think medium AI does that kind of stuff. So I think Ermor is just like free to do whatever they want. Erebon. A small attacking force. So not a whole lot going on here either. Level 1, like he has Bless. I don't think he has, I can't check it. He's got Bless, but I don't think he's got Banishment. He's got Phantasmal Warrior. Didn't even know that. I think that's a specific blessing that Vanheim had. Makes sense, you know, like Valhalla stuff. It's kind of cool. Not gonna lie. They did it. They actually held. It's pretty good. That's good for Vanheim. I mean, I flip-flop of who I want to win all the time. I do have a soft spot on my heart for Ermor. But Vanheim, I feel, is like the underdog here by a long shot. Like, their chance to win is really fucking low. But I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. Or at least it was at the start. Like, Ermor still like outnumbers their army like 3-1, at least 3-1. It's just that Ermor is potatoing and Vanheim is doing exactly what they need to do. Whoa! I accidentally turned off the textures in the background. That's kind of crazy. I forgot that W did that. Let's turn it back on so that we're not in like some like weird Digimon world simulation. I think this force, I think we just watched this one. Yeah, we did this one already. Watch Yellow Mountains. This is really close to Ermor. What are they doing? I was just praising Vanheim. This is insane. This move doesn't make any sense. Like they have to have seen with their vision radius that Ermor's capital is right there. They have to know what lies there. Like, this is like an insane attack on their part. Let's see like the look of the map here. So Ermor made a successful attack. Briggs seems to be moving towards the front. 2 successful attacks here. It looks like Ermor is probably going to push back out. Am I seeing any more churches being built? I am not. That's a huge mistake, I think, on Vanheim's part. It looks like Ermor is going to just push straight through. If I was going to take a logical guess. Let us check the statistics real quick. Oh, look at this army size drop. It's quite large. I mean, the distance is like 4 times the size still, but still. It's good to see that. Is this the victory point? Yeah, this is the victory point. Slow but steady. I feel like this is going to be quite a long stalemate match. It's going to be quite a long match. I need to get some freaking water. Oh my god, so many events. This map, in contrast to the other maps that we were playing earlier today and then other days, this one's really wide open. Like insanely wide open. Also, they don't know placement. They just placed Rig right next to their own troops. It froze them. These guys got like flight or something? They do. You know, they're Valkyries. I guess that kind of makes sense. Look at that damage just slowly stacking up with the chill aura. Though his placement was really laxly designed, he chilled his own Valks, and I think he killed quite a number of them. And this whole routing process is damaging them more. Zamar. A decent sized force against a decent sized force. Got a couple of Valkyries that will do. This is the type of unit that I like with flying. It's got the evasion of damage, and that's incredibly important. And even then, they still just broke immediately. Got out of there. But they're able to do more damage than the average flyer because of the glamour. So Valkyries are a pretty decent unit from Vanheim. Obviously, if you spam them, you can do a lot more work. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold this at all. Banishment does a lot of damage there. If this front holds, I feel that Ermor is not going to be successful. And it doesn't, never mind, didn't hold. Disappointing. All right, for Norville, let's see what happens here. Green magic. Oh, that's the champion Curious. Lucky because of the champion Curious. There hasn't been another arena, so he doesn't have to go into it. Banishment doing work. I don't know why they're not. Excuse me. I don't know why they're not spamming priests. It's all they really need to do. Yep. Nothing. Casting of banishment is all you really need. Very strange. Their commander die? I don't know what the hell happened there. Just watched that one time for the Silver Swamps. A lot of Van. This is like a single Sylvigard. It is. It just has like a glamour like 20 or something. Where are the Valks gonna attack? Question. Horsemen look like they're gonna go after the sensor. Valks are here. The sensor dies, it's over for them. Quickness is definitely coming into play here, giving them more turns against the undead who are already slow as it is. The Valkyries, I think, are starting to attack the sensor. The thing is about Ermor, though at this point it doesn't really matter because of the amount of provinces they have. Their commanding units, since you can't recruit them, are incredibly valuable. If Ermor were to lose this sensor, that would be a huge blow to them. Less so now because they probably have a bunch of long dead or mound kings or whatever to command their units. But still, losing a commander, especially something as strong as a sensor, is not a good place for Ermor to be in here. And they did lose it. So you have to rely on luck to see if you're gonna get any more of them. Copper Woods. Looks like we have a bunch of shapeshifters, but it's not enough. No, this is game over. Vanheim made a bad attack here. Werewolves are cool and all, and the second life on your like wolf zerkers here is very cool, and the regeneration is really cool, but you don't have the numbers. Maybe those wolf zerkers aren't really that good. They don't seem to have any armor associated with them. They seem to die insanely quick. Insanely quick! I guess that's how they balance them. That's how Ill Winter balanced them. Made them a little bit weaker. Because they essentially have 2 lives. This is a bad defense by boys Vanheim. Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. My God, you're gonna die. It'd be amazing if somehow he doesn't die and he holds here. He does have like 7 glamours. Oh, the glamour's gone. He's dead. If luck just held out just a little bit longer and he was actually casting banishment, he probably would have been able to push him back. This is not a good defense. I don't think we need to even watch this defense. Pretty one-sided. Another long set of battles. Oh my God. Under siege. Wait, what? What? What is going on here? What the fuck? Okay, it's independence. It doesn't even say that independence attacked me. I guess I can't afford the defense anymore, and I can't break the rules and give myself defense. I guess things just attacked me. We're doing exactly as I said before. This is how it works. Guess I can't have any more undead attached to me. Not gonna give any orders other than just have this guy stay back. Have everyone break the siege, because this is acceptable behavior that I can use as a defense against neutrals. Though if Vanheim was to be doing this, I cannot do this. It's only against neutrals. No, it seems like I'm making up rules, but I made precedent with this like 2 matches ago. It's how this works. You guys can't complain. It's my rules. My tournament. Vanheim making... they should win this. They have like 3 cavalry, 3 Valks. I think they got this. Easy. Easy mode. If you're observant, you already know who won these because I already showed the world map, but I'm curious to see how these battles go. He casts nothing but banishment. And these guys get really lucky. And don't get hit. I think they can win. And they are getting quite lucky. None of them have been damaged. Oh, the first one's gonna go down here. Valkyrie's dying is not a good sign. It's gonna cause a break in morale. A lot of the glamours are going down. Why aren't you casting banishment anymore? This is a close fight. Either side could break at any moment. All the Valkyries are gone. Oh man, they held. I mean, at what cost? They lost probably like all the Valkyries. Maybe a few got out. They lost quite a few of the horsemen, but thanks to the glamour is actually coming in handy here. Like, oh, very much so. The undead have terrible hit accuracy, so very cool. Rig is making an attack. He should easily be able to do this. How much health does he have? 193 is not bad. I thought he had higher air magic for some reason, but he does not. All of his magic is, all his blessings are coming from the water magic. It is really easy. The Valks were easily able to do this. But that was a lot of frost damage at the end for no reason. Runia. This is an uninteresting battle here. It's pretty much easy for Ermor to take that. It's just a militia fight. It's not even really worth it to watch. We just said that these easy matches to lose. I mean, but I don't know. They might be able to do it. These wolf zerkers aren't really that good, but banishment is being cast. And if they continue to cast banishment, I think that's all it really takes. Not casting ban? Okay, I was worried. It doesn't look good. The front line is deteriorating here. I think Vanheim's gonna break, yep. They need more priests. I'm gonna keep saying it. They need more priests. All they need. They need to spam those priests out, and then they'll immediately be able to do immense damage. Like the first few turns will be nothing but like blessing spam, but then past that it'll be banishment, 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 banishment. It's a medium-sized force against a smaller force. These Van here are gonna actually be what to watch. Actually, these horsemen are probably gonna do more with the Van. Yeah, they're probably gonna break before it even happens. Oh, nope. Doesn't look good. One of them already died. One of them lost its glamour. And Van's not making some good attacks at all. Those are 2 bad attacks in a row. So they have another attack in the queue. Let's see what happens there. Definitely having a better match than the last one. The last one, though, I have to say, though, it was quite fun to watch. I didn't expect it to end that quick. Oh, we got Protection of the Sepulchre, so they have a higher tier priest here. It might be the Censor. Who's casting Protection of Sepulchre? This guy right here. Yep, level 3 priest. That's like one of the higher spells that Ermor has. It's incredibly scary to go against, especially when you have an army this size. It's a little bit overkill against the Vanheim forces. Yeah. They need priests badly at this point. Let us watch the break against neutrals. Look at all these horsemen, holy shit. Be thankful that it was Independence that attacked me, because if Vanheim had any force, and I mean any force, it would be pretty bad news for me, though I doubt they would last. Actually, who the hell knows? I don't think Ermor would come to my defense. So if they just put like a small force on my castle, they're gonna break through, and I would have to take the undeads out of there, which I forgot to do. But I have to take the undeads out of my army, and they'd be able to break through and kill my main force, and it would be game over. Mor's making an attack. A couple ghouls, soulless dudes. Really depends on if this guy casts banishment like 4 or 5 times. Needs to target these ghouls. This guy holds right here, they win. Nope. Didn't hold long enough for another banishment. Oh, they might still win just due to the glamour nature. A low hit chance to begin with and like multiple targets. Yep. Oh man, glamour is so fucking good. If they just had more of those units. Come on, Vanheim. Which one was that? I think it was this one. This one. The Silver Swamps. Liglia. Liglia. A decent size. Bunch of militia though. We don't need to watch this one. This is complete overkill. There's no doubt that Ermor wins that. Decent sized force against. We don't need to watch this. 100% they win. There's no way they don't take that. Oh, whoa! Vanheim is going back underwater. Oh, this is suicide. Why are you doing this? Rig, why are you doing this? You only have 140 HP. Liquid body, ice shield. He's not taking damage yet. He's taking damage now, but he's getting regeneration. Not more than he's taking, though. Oh, come on. Don't die here, Rig. How much health do these dudes have? They're almost dead. If they get frozen once more, the main units are gone. Do they have innate frost resist? No, they don't. Liquid body's doing a whole lot of work. He actually did it. What a fucking madman! What a fucking madman, dude! Fucking balls of goddamn steel. Just goes into a fucking province all by himself and routs the fucking militia. Fucking insanity, dude. Fucking insanity. Yeah, this is not worthy to watch. This is normal militia. Alright, I need to remember to take these out so that I can allow assassination attempts by both neutrals and Vanheim. Though I doubt there would be an assassination attempt by Vanheim, even though they do have a lot of stealthy units. I doubt that they would make it through all this. Maybe they could. I don't know if the AI would do it, though. This is really fucking action-packed, dude. I'm gonna check the score graphs after this fight and the map, I guess. It will spoil some of the outcomes, but I am really curious. See how close we are. Vanheim should have amassed like at least a decent fair bit of gold. I don't know what they're spending their gold on, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Like, they're not expending it on militia, that's for sure. Or, I mean, they are like putting a few points into it, but not nearly enough. Like, where the fuck are they spending their gold? Right, so that was the first one I gotta remember to turn to. Let's look at some statistics. Ah, their income is going down, and Ermor's is going up. Whoa, that's insane. This is not looking good for Vanheim. That's the winning line. The trend is definitely upwards, but I don't know. Vanheim has been losing these battles left, right, and center. Oh, I'm not too sure. Looks like just Ermor has just straight up won all of these battles back to back. Made some progress here and here, but this province doesn't have supply lines. Ermor, I think, is going to use this opportunity to take over the rest of the fucking planet at this point. Simply because they have the numbers. What the fuck is happening here? Look at all these like assassination attempts. It's fucking ghosts. Well, that one was easy. I don't even think I need to watch these. Mainly because my god gains HP points from eating corpses, and his HP's gotta be so a ghost is not gonna kill him. But we have to verify, we have to make sure. Literally 3 different ghosts going after like maybe even the same Mound King. This is exciting. This is like straight like Morrowind combat right here. I know I'm shitting on Morrowind, but I fucking love Morrowind, so I can shit on it. But like early game combat in Morrowind is nothing but misses. Alright, Branded Hills. Will Vanheim take this territory? They're 5 cavalry? No, they got some more up here. I think they have enough glamored units to make something really nice happen. Oh, they just lost the glamour though on those horsemen. Oh, that was a big banishment. See, they have two priests. Those 2 priests cause a fuck ton of damage. This is what I'm talking about. This is what they need to be doing if Vanheim has any hopes of winning. They don't have the numbers. They need to just spam priests. Banishment is your best friend, especially in really densely populated undead, which they typically are. It can cause massive damage to them. Though Ermor's trying to combat this with the line formation and ghouls. Well, you don't need to watch this. Pretty much, obviously, foregone conclusion. This one is another foregone conclusion. This is the problem with Vanheim. They don't have any defensive forces. They're not using any of their gold to build mercenaries. Or not mercenaries, but build up militiamen. sadly. This is pretty much a one-sided battle, but I have to say, I have to watch it. Whoa! Really lucky there. They were able to kill the lower tier units to break them. That's insane to me. I was almost gonna skip it. That is insane. All right. Might Marsh. Decent size against a decent size. Really depends right here. It really depends if they cash banishment and never mind. I think they got this. They have 3 more cavalry that have glamour still up. Banishment. It's slowing down my computer, the amount of effects for units. Insane to me that that's happening. Maybe it's the heat. As I said, it's like 98 degrees outside and it's 2 in the morning. It's supposed to be like 120 degrees in Arizona today. It's fucking insane to me. Oh man, I really hope my AC doesn't burn out or something. Might legitimately die. Join the forces of Ermor! Alright, let's just look at the map and see what's going on. So, Ermor's sieging the castle. They haven't... Vanheim is not doing what they need to be doing. I was praising them earlier for building these chapels, but they needed to push harder. At this point, their forces are cut off and weakened. I mean, they can't do anything but maybe go up, but Ermor seems to be coming back and coming through here. Like, even though this is a small force, Ermor probably can continue to push in. They could here, take this, let's keep pushing. You just have this war of attrition goes in Ermor's favor. Only way I see Vanheim coming out at this point. I think they've lost any lead that they had prior. Like, look at this Ermor assault. So many problems. Doesn't mean they win them, but it's insane what they're attacking right now. I think any hope that Vanheim has is the assassination of Disciple. That is the only way they win at this point. Like, sure, they have a bunch of Dominion on the board, but I don't think it's enough. Like, they're gonna start losing Dominion really fast, especially if Ermor takes that castle province. Let's see what Vanheim's counterattack is. It seems like they should be able to take it. Just like as a glance, one good banishment will kill all these like low tier things pretty quickly. Though ghouls are quite strong and jaguar warriors are quite strong too, so I don't know. I can't really read this situation. Right now it's looking... I still can't read it. Yeah, Ermor's losing this one. See, the thing is that Vanheim could break literally at any moment, because they have so few troops on the field to begin with. It's good to see Vanheim win. It's good to see it. Like, they were the underdog in my opinion coming into this. Oh my god, 338 assaulting this. They take this, they not only they get a fort, they get a fucking chapel, and they will clearly start pushing in towards Vanheim itself. Though they built another chapel here, or at least I didn't see it before. Looks like there was a failed assault. I knew they were going to go to one of these provinces. Successful assault, successful, successful. These are completely cut off. And even if these troops make it through one of these areas, they'll still be cut off. So these are going to start to starve real quick. Made 2 attacks. There was a special battle in Man. Let's check that out first. Another ghost, this time attacking one of the sensors. exciting combat. All right, let's see what Vanheim's doing. Decent amount of Valks. It's a little bit overkill. I like the force they're attacking. They took a province. That's always good to see. I don't know which one of these, if any of these are the provinces with the fort. This one is not the province with the fort. It's a weird line of zombies, or ghouls rather. We don't need to see this. There's no way they come out. And we're attacking the water area again. This seems to be a popular province to attack from both factions. Once again, maybe their coffers are a little bit dry for Van. But I feel like this is maybe an issue with normal AI. I don't know if higher AIs do this like properly, but like it seems like they don't invest into militia at all. Like they put a few points in there, like 4 or 5. I think maybe there's like 10 total there. That's clearly not enough to hold these assaults. Vanheim took the province that's right by it. I feel like these walls should come any minute, baby. Looks like they pushed across. They're gonna be like chased across. They're gonna start starving. Ermor might take this one or might go across the river. Let us check the statistics. This is a slightly longer match. Oh, Vanheim! Oh, wow! Starting to push up. So this is the victory line, so neither are really close to victory. It's not looking good. It really isn't looking good. Like, they have to, at this point, I've said it multiple times, but I'd say like the only other way to come out of this is using some really kick-ass magic. They need a very powerful like summon ability or like wish, even though they can't use wish because they don't have astral magic that high. I don't know what type of magic they're researching, and I don't know what water magic really does because I don't really use water magic. It's very strange to me. What the fuck happened there? I routed them and then my guy got scared and ran away. So I don't know what technically happened there. Another easy victory here. Watch that. Good job, Vanheim, though. So Ermor decided to attack this province rather than chasing after. That's straightforward. I don't think we need to watch many of these. We definitely need to watch to see what happens at Windun. They took Konal, which is not really that big of a deal, but Windun is a castle battle. Let us see the true glory. This is the true glory of Ermor here. You're gonna hear a lot of noises as undead, like sepulcher blessing occurs. So beautiful. So overpowered. But it can be countered. It can be countered. It just requires the AI not to potato, and it requires the knowledge of the power of banishment. The AI seems to not realize it. So they took the fort, and they have a cathedral now. That will no, actually they don't have a cathedral. They would have to build one. It doesn't seem like Ermor is building cathedrals. So they just have to continue to push, take out the enemy cathedrals, and they will eventually win. They can definitely retreat to their own home territory at this point. There are supply lines to them. But is it too little too late? Like, the amount of territory that Ermor has, it's quite immense, to say the least. We're going to start time traveling a little bit because it's going to be a long time before anyone wins. We're going to look at the territory change. So Vanheim has been successful in 3 assaults, which is very good for Vanheim. Ermor moved out and killed this group. I'm assuming what happened was reinforcements, or they retreated to one of these two territories, if not both. And since they were undefended pretty much, they were able to be taken. Ermor is moving in here. Independence took this territory, I think, away from Ermor. Quite interesting. Ermor having 4 assaults, while Vanheim has 2. Vanheim taking this one, Ermor taking out this group that was right here. This group won't be long to last at all, judging by the amount of support in the area. Ermor is indeed moving in and took out the cathedral here. So no longer is that going to be spreading their own dominion. It will be spreading Ermor dominion eventually. Vanheim was successful here, but no one's here, which means they have to be just the Lambert units. And Vanheim was successful here. Right? Vanheim is making some inroads here, but it's not enough. Like, they can't possibly hope to hold these provinces. Like, they kicked Ermor out of here only because Ermor moved closer to Vanheim's capital. If Ermor grew a brain and wasn't just like retarded undead, they could easily push these groups in. Just like they have so many units that they could just like push from like every angle and eventually just like overwhelm them. But that's the beauty of medium AI. They will always potato. Well, I guess one of the prophets was taken out. Any of these look like good battles? No, these seem like really lame ones. Ermor, maybe this one might be good. So we'll check a look at that one. It looks like Independence took this province, which is not even that interesting matter. Oh, and there's assault going on at Winden. I doubt that will last, judging by Ermor's main forces all being around. Let's check out Winden, and then let's check out Sinextro. See what happens here. Vanheim is the aggressor here. Oh man, why are you doing this, Vanheim? You're not in the position to be throwing away units. I have a dwarf though, that's pretty cool. I don't know why they're throwing away units here. I'm disappointed in you, Vanheim. You had it. You were doing exactly what you needed to do to win. Exactly what you needed to do. But you stopped doing it at some point. They have the hobbits. I guess the hobbits are pretty good. I guess the low hit chance of undead and the high evasion of hobbits is the counter to undead. Like, look at that damage. Oh, it's beautiful. You just need to mass the hobbits and you'll win. That's all you need, I guess. Alright, let's just look at the map and see if there's any cool events. At this point, what year are we in? We're only year 4, but there's been so many battles. Like, back and forth, back and forth. It's just been an utter stalemate. Why'd you build a fort here? I guess building a cathedral here is a smart move. Though it's very dangerous that if Vanheim attacks this province, they're going to lose that cathedral. Nothing cool looking. Looks like the fight is continuing here. Long fight. A special event in man. Let's check it out. Hopefully nothing got assassinated. The special event is just the ghosts. High quality commentary. Not autistic at all. Whoa! Whoa! What the fuck did it say? It said independent armies routed. What the fuck was that? It said routed, didn't it? And I obviously died. I'm not debating that, but it said routed. I'm very confused of what exactly happened there. Obviously Ermor was able to kill those Burgmeisters. They have just too many forces here. And they lost the cathedral that they just built. This province is going back and forth every freaking week, it would seem. Yeah, indeed. What is my treasury at? 1,000. What? I wonder what my treasury, the treasury of my ally is. Gotta be, like, despite even being in like all this like negative growth stuff, it's gotta be relatively high, you would assume, because the amount of provinces they have. Like, unless obviously they have negative treasury. Like, any amount will be gaining like ridiculous amounts of goods. Attacking Windun again, I'm not too concerned. I think at this point, Ermor is doing its final push. We're just gonna like fast forward through it until we get like a large battle. And I don't think we can have any more large battles at this point, sadly. Because if we look at the score graph and we look at army size, they're very low. There's no way that Vanheim comes back from this. But we have to continue, because you never know what RNG is going to do here. These ghosts are killing everyone. Maybe they'll attack my dog next, though. Those ghosts, there's no way the ghost kills the dog. Both having fire weapons. All enemies hit by melee weapons will suffer extra fire damage as well as death weapons, though undead won't. Successful battles by Ermor here. Ermor doesn't have any troops over here, sadly, so they can't take this province. But looking at the board, Vanheim only has these 6 provinces left. We might have like an annihilation victory in a Dominion victory because of the amount of Dominion still left on the board. So Vanheim is not refusing to go down without a fight. They're pushing into these undefended territories. Ermor needs to defend their territories. Just put like a few people in them. Like, what's happening is like their enemy is breaking and then retreating into their territory and getting the territory because nothing is there. I understand maybe gold is an issue. Right, enchantment rituals. Who knows if the enemies will actually use the enchantment stuff. But like the enemies are just running in. Like, obviously gold is an issue here because all these negative stats here. Like, come on, like they can afford at least putting a few of their undead in every zone. Like, they have quite a few undead units, especially like, what are these guys doing? But now Vanheim has 2 provinces that are completely cut off and their main province. So now we will watch every battle taking place at this point. It's pretty much, they're gonna assault Vanheim at any moment now. Continue to be cheaper. You have an actual assassin. He didn't stand a chance against the Alicorn. Alright, Vanheim, see your counterattack here. They were too slow, man. They were too slow on setting up defenses, getting a good defensive line. They were too greedy, pushing into fights that they clearly couldn't win. Very disappointing. They gave too much space. Too much space was there for Ermor just to continue to build up their forces. And Ermor, if it was a better AI, would have seized upon so many missteps by Vanheim. Like, it could have crushed Vanheim like 4 times over, at many points during this battle. So it makes me think that Ermor isn't as strong as I originally put faith in. Not because the faction isn't strong, not because the god isn't seemingly broken. It's that AI doesn't know how to manage troops, it would seem. So maybe they're not as powerful just because of that little aspect there, but it really would take a faction of religious zealots like Marignan in order to really counter Ermor here. because they would spam their priests. Most of their units are priests, and banishment would kill them. The issue is that Vanheim seems to only have like 1 or 2 units that have priestly ability. Unfortunately, it seems like that's like really what really sent them down this rabbit hole of loss. They just kept going further and further down into the world of undeath. Sadly, Vanheim has been routed. I'm kind of disappointed. Like, obviously, as I said earlier, like I was rooting for Ermor here, but it's quite sad to see something be completely stomped like this. It hurts. It's like if you were stealing from like candy from a kid, man. This is not fair. It's like kicking a cat or a dog on the ground. Like, what the, stop doing this. Ugh. Very sad. Ermor, just stop the suffering. Just end it now. End it now. They only have 1 province. It's all they have left. At least that's what I can see. Enchantment Rift is still cheaper. They made an assault and they were not successful. So I think we're actually having a domination victory here. The ghost attacking. They're attacking my god! Who knows? Who knows? He might kill. No. Not gonna happen. If only actual assassins were sent, or if I didn't RNG into like something with Corpse Eater. But even then, a ghost wouldn't kill a disciple. I keep getting profits. Now I don't need to see the special event. We already know it's a ghost or something. Are they not going to attack now? They're just gonna chill around the borders while Vanheim keeps sending attrition units out every turn. Like, this force could easily take Vanheim. But they're not going in for whatever reason. They're doing it. They're doing it! But we have to check to see if my god's dead. You never know. It's gonna be the first hit. Yeah, first hit, 41 damage. Alright. So, the assault on Vanheim begins. I don't think that they're gonna fail this. I don't think there's gonna be like any militia, really. Surprisingly, there is militia, obviously, because they have a castle. Never mind, it's not that surprising. Shadow Blast, holy shit, I've never seen that. It's just like Shadow Bolt, but with many hits. It's actually very cool. The paralysis definitely coming in. Handy there. I guess you're getting the sensors in on this, or lictors actually. They're not getting blessed, so they're not getting the fire and death weapon, unfortunately. I don't think anyone on this attacking force has bless or undead blessing. But it doesn't really matter, they're pushing the enemy away. The assault on Vanheim is begun. Despite being a game mode for Dominion, it looks like it's gonna end with domination. Unless, of course, a last-ditch effort against me. Last-ditch assassination attempt. Though it's not against my god, so we're not gonna even watch. Did they assault the castle already? They did. They did it. Ermor did a total domination victory in the game mode that's not domination. Let us watch the true final battle for this 4th round. Is this the 4th round or is this the 5th round? I think this might be the 5th round. Absolutely amazing. Look at this assaulting force. Insane. Look at it, like they have plenty of priests. Like, they can cast banishment so many times. But it's not enough. It's too little too late. You let Ermor grow. You let the tumor of undead grow so much, it doesn't even matter at this point. Doesn't even matter. You might be able to cast banishment like 20 times around. But it doesn't matter. There's just too many of them. And the wolves actually got in. That's kind of funny. I mean, the only issue obviously is the small entrance here. But there's just enough troops that the attrition will definitely be able to take on all of these guys. And clearly it did. But anyway, even if I didn't know the outcome of it, there's no way they hold this. Only they were doing this banishment thing earlier. They dropped the ball. And now they're wiped out of the tournament. Ermor is going to be moving on to the next round. Really dropped the ball. Looking at the tournament brackets now. So this was round 5. 2 more for this upper bracket. No, they're both the same. I'm just gonna call it the upper bracket. Next round is gonna be Abyssia versus Shinuyama, which is the Japanese faction. So that'll be kind of cool. I've set the matchup already, but I don't remember who I am pretendered with. I think it might be Shinuyama. Death, whatever. And then round 7 is Pangea, which is the basically like Asphodel, but it's not undead. It's just Greek mythology stuff, which is kind of cool. And then it's Archocephalae, which I've never played as Archocephalae, but that will be something I won't be able to commentate too much. And then that will be the end of the upper bracket. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the upper bracket first, up until the final match. The finals. I want to get through the upper bracket done so we can see what the end game boss will be for the lower bracket. But man, I mean, this was a better match than the Marignan match, but it still kind of was disappointing. Vanheim obviously was definitely the underdog here, but I felt like they could have taken it multiple times. Rig has been permanently killed. Rejoice! A true god has ascended. Osiris, the king at the crossroads, the one always at the shoulder, great ruler of Ermor, has ascended. Doesn't have a lot of titles at all. Has ascended to the side, and at his side is Konal, the dog of the underworld, ready to strike anyone who opposes the new god. All the temples of the world, hymns are sung to Osiris's glory. Offerings made to the great god of all. This world is now at peace. One being reigns supreme and has banished the false pretenders to places of darkness and eternal suffering. And with that, my friends, it is over. Ermor has taken every province on the map. This is why I believe they are broken. I believe they are broken whenever you play them as a human. I believe they are broken when the AI plays them, despite having a really shit like play moves. Like, why the hell do they keep so many of their troops back? I think I'm definitely gonna need to nerf out Osiris's Dominion strength. But with that, that is the end of round 5, and Rig is taken out, and Osiris is left here. So I thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys tune in for the next battle. I don't know if it's gonna be tonight, or rather this morning, because it's 2:30 in the morning. But who knows? Catch you guys later.